Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of Indie Speak. This episode we're going to look at two games. These games do one thing right, but they fall short of all the rest. I like to call these games one-touch wonders, because after you play them, there's no reason to play them again.
I am determined to make video games, and I make video games because I can.
Today's first game is Leap Force, made by Fractured Games. This is one of the mini games made in the Unity engine. In fact, both of our games today are made with this engine. Now the main menu, something we look at a lot in indie games, is quite nice in this one. The graphics of the game are really nice for an indie game. Most just use the standard Unity models, but this one looks like they made all their own. But looks aren't the only thing that make a great game. It needs great gameplay and replay value to be a great game. So let's see how this one stacks up.
We thank you for your participation.
When you're first about to start the game, you have to talk to this robot, which for the first few times is okay, but gets old fast because you hear his voice all the time while actually playing the game. So to start the game, you have to pick a difficulty level, which is standard in games nowadays. Then you see a cutscene to get to the game, which is great because most indie games don't have these. After the game loads, you spawn in the sky, then you fall to the ground, like in Titanfall and a number of other games. The first thing you will notice is that the game mode looks great. In most indie games, it seems that the person or persons who made it have no sense of design, but this one shows great levels for indie games are out there. You just need to look hard enough. But that's all this game does right, is the look of the game. The people who made it really only focused on the look and not the gameplay. The AI in this game is more broken than the friendly AI's dreams of being a male model. Just kidding, love you, Mike. But seriously, most of the time the enemy just stands there and looks at you like you missed rifle training day at Alien Boot Camp. This allows you to kill them way too easy no matter what difficulty level you're on. I am not kidding. All they did to try to make the game more difficult is make the enemy's lasers do more damage. But what good is that if they can't even hit you? They tried the whole Call of Duty survival thing by sending in one huge alien on certain waves, but he's just as dumb as the others with more help, and is taken down easily at long range. No matter how many times that little robofuck tells you that the AI in this game is great, don't listen to him, he is definitely fucking lying.
The AI in this game is great.
Another thing in this game is the hit detection. Sometimes it'll scream out headshot when you clearly didn't get one. Look, I clearly shot that one in the dick, and the game just screamed out headshot. I know that part of the body is considered a second head, but come on, game! But I know why this game's AI is so shitty. It's because out of a dev team of about 20 people or so, there was only one AI programmer. The rest were all graphics guys, and you'd think with this many graphics guys, there'd be more than one level. But you're wrong. There's only one level in this game. No matter how far you get, what wave you get to, there's going to be only one level you can play over and over and over again. And all of this adds up for a really boring game and no reason to replay it except for to see the AI flip out when you shoot him with the really big fucking gun. So, for all that, I give this game 2 stars out of 5. Play it if you want. The link will be in the description below. Our next game is Shoot Your Nightmares Halloween Special, probably made during one of the Halloween game jams on GameJolt. Right off the bat, you notice all these guns on a table right in front of you, making you think you have to choose only one of them, but you can actually carry all of them at once. The objective of this game is to collect 13 candy bowls, kind of like Slender Man in the 8 pages, except for this time you have guns. Now these green blob type enemies you only really see show up when you collect a candy bowl, so while you're running around town there's no real threat unless you get close to a candy bowl. It's not like these monsters are much of a threat anyways, they move so slow they can't even keep up with you at a normal walking pace. The only advantage they have is how long it takes to kill them. Did I mention these are the only monsters in the game? No matter where you go or how many candy bowls you get, there's just these monsters. That is it, just the blob. And sometimes it depends on which candy bowl you get, how many blobs show up at a certain time. This doesn't do much to increase the difficulty of the game. I find that the real difficulty of the game is to find all the candy bowls. But here's the thing, the candy bowls aren't randomly generated. They're in the same place every time you start the game. So after you get it down once, there's literally no reason to play this game again. Other than the gameplay aside, the town looks really great for what it is. I'm not sure if he downloaded the models or made them himself, but the town looks really nice and the atmosphere fits great for this type of game. Now with game jams, you only have a limited amount of time. Sometimes it can be a day, sometimes it can be 2 days, sometimes it can be a month. I don't know how long this one had, so I'm not going to judge it too harshly. The game looks great, even if the models are downloaded or just Unity stock models. And the gameplay is fun for a quick little mini game you might want to mess around with for about half an hour or so. For all of this, I give this game 1.5 stars out of 5. Thank you for watching this episode of Indie Speak. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in next time for our interview with a very special guest.